Next up will be a Pro and Master Rock Shifter. Pro and Master Rock Shifter is next up, followed by Junior VLR. And then we have our young guns here this weekend, Micro and Mini Rock. So on the broadcast here, we are on the grid. We are on the grid watching our Pro Rock Shifter drivers prepping for the main event. There we go. That looks like that's Brian Keck giving us a little bit of attention there. So this class is our Pro Rock Shifter. And it looks like we're going to have 6 drivers in this class today. One of our heavy hitter teams here at Rok Sonoma, GFC Karting, they split up the team. So we have Sonny Cervelli, the team manager here at Sonoma, managed shifter crew. So that's one of the reasons this class has some limited numbers. Some of our normal racers are on the East Coast prepping for an upcoming national race. But the Rock Shifters today gave us some great racing action between Brian Keck and Michael Avancino. So let's see what they do now. And in this class, it's a shifter class, so they will do a standing start. They'll do 1 or 2 laps to warm up, and then they'll do a standing start. This is a 125 shifter, 6-speed gearbox. Same engine package as the class that just ran the limited, with the exception of the exhaust restrictor. This one does not have a restricted exhaust. And running down the order real quick. Again, you can find results in live timing on Race Monitor. Look for Rok Sonoma. Kart number 481 is Brian Keck. Actually, I'm going to repeat that here in a moment so we can get the PA system here at Rok Sonoma. So in the Pro Rock Shifter class, we're going to have pole sitter Brian Keck, kart number 481 on board the GFC chassis. Off pole, we're going to have Tazio Otis, kart number 472. He's on the Sodi kart. Then we have Colin McGrath, row number 2. Next to him is going to be Kevin Woods. Row 3, Michael Avancino, and next to him will be Patrick O'Neill. So keep an eye on Michael Avancino. He is going to start in 5th, but earlier in the heat race, he was having a great race with Brian Keck, who is your pole sitter. Oh, looks like we have a creep from Tazio. Doesn't look like there was an advantage there, but Brian Keck is going to take the lead going into turn 1. Michael Avancino, let's see, keep an eye on him. Now he's up to 4th. So we have Brian Keck as your leader, Tazio Otis in 2nd. Michael Avancino, he was in 3rd for a quick moment, and he washed wide. So kart number 494, that looks like that's Kevin Woods. O'Neill picked up a few spots on the start. So if you want to get a close-up pit interview with Kevin Woods and Patrick O'Neill, check out NorCal Partners on Facebook. Earlier today we were walking around and those two gentlemen gave us a nice little interview. They're always fun to talk to. But meanwhile, on track, we have Brian Keck as your race leader, followed by Tazio Otis. Then in 3rd, we have Patrick O'Neill. have Kevin Woods, 5th, Michael Avancino. And running in 6th, we have Colin McGrath. So this is Colin McGrath's first shifter race. Last year, he was racing the 125 Rok class, single speed 125 Rok class. This year, he moved up to the pro shifter category. So it looks like Brian Keck is stretching out to a little bit of a lead, followed by Tazio Otis. And Brian Keck just went purple. Brian Keck just went purple. Patty O'Neill is still running in 3rd. Kevin Woods in 4th. Michael Avancino in 5th. Colin McGrath is running in 6th. This is the Rok shifting class here at Sonoma. And this class is presented by Altwell, Alternative Wellness Products. So keep an eye on the track. If you're running rain tires, you want to see rooster tails. And it looks like, is that Patrick O'Neill that we lost in the infield?
Again.
So CRG, I can't see that far with my new glasses. I'll have to wait for the number to come around, but it looks like that might be Patrick O'Neill. It could also be Kevin Woods, but I'll know here in a moment. Cart number 494, no, that was Kevin Woods. So but back to the front, looks like we have Brian Keck is still your race leader. Tazio Otis is still running in 2nd. Actually, I mixed up the 2 CRG drivers. Kevin Woods is running in 3rd. And then running in 4th is going to be Michael Avancino. Running in 5th, Colin McGrath. And then Patty O'Neill is running in 6th. And keep an eye on Tazio. Keep an eye on Tazio because he is running the fast lap right now. Tazio Otis running in 2nd place. Cart number 472 on the Sodi is running in 2nd. And then we have Michael Avancino up into 3rd. Kevin Woods in 4th. Colin McGrath is in 5th. And once again, it looks like the track is drying up in some areas. So here comes Brian Keck and Tazio Otis down the straightaway. They're going to have 15 laps to go. 15 laps to go for this class. They're 5 laps in. So we're going to see if Avancino and Kevin Woods can pick up the pace to go chase down the race leaders, which is Brian Keck and Tazio Otis. Oh, and it looks like Avancino lost a part on his cart. Something came off of his cart exiting Laguna, and then he lost it going into the Mamo S's. He ended up losing control. I'm not sure what that would be unless his engine mount came loose. But something came off of his cart exiting Laguna, and then he ended up pulling off the track in the middle of the S's. But back on track. We have Brian Keck is still your race leader, followed by Tazio Otis. 3rd place is now Kevin Woods. This should put Colin McGrath up in the 4th, and then Patty O'Neill is running 5th. Right now, the action is at the front of the pack. The action's at the front of the pack between Brian Keck and Tazio Otis. And back to the racing action here. Brian Keck is still hanging on to the lead, but Tazio Otis, he's been within 1 kart length this whole race. So on the track, the race leader, Brian Keck, he's in that yellow-orange suit. Not yellow-orange suit, yellow race suit. And Tazio's behind him on the Sodi kart with the green helmet. I still see rooster tails on the track. So there's many areas of the track that are still wet, but we're gonna keep an eye on it to see if it's gonna start drying up in some spots here. So looking at the lap times, Brian Keck currently has a 4/10 of a second lead over Tazio. We're going to keep an eye on that interval to see if Tazio can close the gap on Brian Keck. And Kevin Woods goes purple. Third place kart number 494, Kevin Woods, he goes purple. So you can see Kevin Woods here in the broadcast. He's going to pop in your screen every once in a while as we follow the race leaders around. But let's see if he's going to have enough laps to contend for the lead. Tazio Otis is challenging. Tazio to the inside. So Tazio's pressuring Brian Keck extremely hard. Entering Kramer, he made an attempt for the pass. He had it for a moment. Brian Keck was able to get the run off the corner. Then they dragged race into Monaco. Keck was able to maintain the lead, but that's going to allow Kevin Woods to close the gap on these two drivers. And Tazio knows this battle is costing him valuable track time because Tazio's looking over his shoulder to find out where Kevin is. Now the drivers are coming up the hill going into Laguna. Does Tazio go to the inside? Tazio goes to the inside of Kramer. Does he make it stick? No. Brian gave Tazio plenty of room for a pass going into Kramer. But Tazio had too much momentum. Brian was able to keep his lead. They come down the straightaway. And it looks like the track times are getting a little faster each lap. And Tazio right now, he is only 0.3 of a second behind Brian Keck. Tazio to the inside of Kramer. Does he make it? He almost had it. Brian Keck had the run coming off of Kramer, and he's able to overtake the lead going into Monaco. Tazio goes back in the inside on Monaco. These drivers are almost having a chess match more than a race. Tazio is charging the corners hard. Brian's giving up the entry, but he maintains his lead by getting a good run off the corner. And Kevin Woods has closed the gap. Kevin Woods is 2 kart lengths behind Tazio. So Kevin Woods, even though he's in 3rd, he may have the advantage here because he can attack. All he has to worry about is attacking. He has no one behind him. So Tazio's looking over his shoulder, then all of a sudden Kevin Woods lost some track position there. I miss what happened with Kevin Woods, but he lost a lot of track position. So Tazio running in 2nd. Now he's 4/10 behind Brian Keck. But Kevin Woods lost a lot of track position for some reason. Oh, Tazio looks to the inside going into Laguna. These 2 drivers are putting on a great show right now here at Pro Rock Shifter at Rok Sonoma. This is our season opener of the 2023 season. And this class is brought to you by Altwell, Alternative Wellness Products. So out in the lead, you have Brian Keck on the GFC, and 2nd you have Tazio Otis on the Sodi Kart product. Running in 3rd, you have Kevin Woods on the CRG product. All of these drivers are utilizing the Vortex Rock Shifter engine package. This is a spec race series here at Rok Sonoma. Tazio looks to the inside in the middle of Kramer. Let's see if he has anything going down in the Monaco. It looks like we're going to have 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go for Rock Shifter. And something happened with Tazio where he lost a little bit of track position. So Tazio is now 1.2 seconds behind Brian. So we've been watching Tazio this whole race, but now we're going to pay close attention to Kevin Woods and Tazio to see if Kevin can close that gap. Meanwhile, Brian Keck has a comfortable lead at this moment. Further back in the field, we have Colin McGrath running in 4th, Patrick O'Neill running in 5th, and it looks like our one retiree, Michael Avancino, retired early. We'll try to get a race reporter down there to get an update at the scales for Michael Avancino to see what happened, but it was definitely a failure there. Looks like Tazio has closed the gap a little bit. As they come across the start-finish line, we will look to see what the interval is. On the PA. Back to the racing action here. Looks like we're going to have 2 laps to go when they come across the line again. 2 laps to go. Oh, and what happened with Brian Keck? Did he miss a gear? Now they're going to drag race coming on the straightaway. That gives Tazio Otis the lead. That was very unexpected. So Tazio Otis takes over the lead. Exiting Monaco, Keck had no power. Tazio was able to get by. We're going to keep an eye on the shifting for Brian Keck. But that was very characteristic of Brian Keck to miss a shift. Yeah, so Brian Keck is definitely having an issue with that package right now. He's losing a lot of speed coming off the corners in Monaco. Tazio Otis is your current leader. So later on in the day, we will try to catch up with Avancino and Brian Keck to see what happened to them on track. But meanwhile, your race leader, Tazio Otis, it looks like he's going to grab the checkered flag in the Rok shifter class here at Rok Sonoma. So Tazio Otis looks over his shoulder, comes across the start-finish line. Tazio has a race win. Brian Keck is in second. Kevin Woods is in third. Colin McGrath. Looks like Colin McGrath is going to come across in fourth. Patty O'Neill is going to round out your top 5 here at Rok Sonoma. And that was your Pro Rok Shifter class presented by Altwell Alternative Wellness Products.